Alright, what's going on everybody? Zombies here again, and today we're back with another Marvel Snap video. So today is the release of Conquest. By the time this video goes live, Conquest will be out, and I want to do a quick breakdown here for all the core information you need to know about this new mode joining Marvel Snap today. Conquest provides players an exciting new way to engage and play with a competitive lens in Marvel Snap. So what exactly is Conquest? Conquest is the brand new mode dropping today in Snap, and it is all about battle mode. So battle mode dropped a few months ago, however, it wasn't the most popular thing, and I think the main reason for that was because there was no incentive to play it, you didn't get any rewards for playing with a friend, and I think the bigger thing is not everyone has another person to play battle mode with. So while it was used in some community-run tournaments, it really hasn't been the most popular thing in the community, and I think Conquest gives us a chance to change that. So Conquest provides a way to play against other players in public matchmaking battle mode, and you get rewards for doing so. There are 4 different tiers in Conquest, and here we can see an infographic that explains the rewards as well as the ticket system. Now this is something I had initially a few concerns about when we heard about Conquest. I know a lot of people saw that gold cost and thought it was going to be expensive to play this mode, and I think the thing I am most happy to say here is that from everything I have seen with Conquest, it looks like pretty much as free to play friendly as you can make a mode like this. So how does it work? So you start out in the Proving Grounds with a free entry fee. So you can enter Proving Grounds whenever you want. This is great. This is basically like casual mode because there are no stakes here. If you lose, you can just run it back. You can concede at any time. You can go here, test out a deck you might not be sure about on ladder, and not have to worry about tanking your rank and be able to do things like get pass XP and complete your quests at the same time. In Proving Grounds, you only need 1 battle mode win in order to get a ticket and advance to the next tier. You'll also be rewarded with some medals, which are used to get different things available in the Conquest Shop, which we'll go over in just a minute. We can then see the higher up tiers here: Silver, Gold, and Infinity. So winning in Proving Grounds will get you a silver ticket as well as 15 medals. You can use that silver ticket to enter a Silver Conquest League, where you will have to win 2 times if you want to get a ticket to advance to the next league. If you do lose once in Conquest, you are out and you'll have to restart your run. Now you can see there is also an option for getting a ticket with gold. This is just essentially if you want to skip having to go through a Proving Grounds or one of the lower tiers. If you want to get to a higher tier immediately and compete in it without having to grind it out, you can choose to bypass the entry fee with gold. However, I do not think that is worthwhile at all for the vast majority of players. There are much better things to save your gold on, so unless time is a very serious constraint for you to where you can't really grind out tickets very much, I do not recommend spending gold on advancing your Conquest. Then the gold tier, we can see it goes up again, where you will have to get 3 wins in order to get a Infinity ticket. And as we can see, the amount of medals you earn goes up as well in each tier, which is great. Now, Infinity is a little bit different than the other tiers here in this system, as you can only enter an Infinity Conquest during the final week of the season. The reason for this is because they want to make sure there are actually enough people playing to where the matchmaking will consistently work, and given that it's going to be harder to get into the Infinity League, they want to kind of put this all at one time at the end of the month so they have enough people for the matchmaking. Now, Infinity is where it gets a little interesting because there is a very special cosmetic reward for getting the max wins, which is 5 wins in the Infinity tier of Conquest. So obviously you get medals much like all the other tiers, but if you are able to get 5 wins in a row in the Infinity tier, you will be rewarded with an infinite avatar. So it's basically just a border around whatever avatar you were using for that run, but it has the Infinity kind of cosmic style to it, and it's probably going to be one of the bigger flexes you can do in the game. I'm pretty happy to see this because I was a little worried they were going to lock an exclusive variant behind this potentially. But I think going this route with the avatar still gives something for the more competitively minded players to chase without making everyone else feel like they're missing out on something they really want, as, let's be honest, avatars have never been the most sought after thing in the game, and while this border is cool and something to go for, so that's nice, it's not something you really need at all. Speaking of rewards though, let's take a look at the medal shop. So this is where you can use your medals, exchange them, get other things with them, and there is a exclusive variant that's going to be available every season. So it is worth noting all of this resets every season, so you can't hoard up medals one season and then have to spend them on the next one. At the end of the season, any unspent medals you have will be converted into random boosters. Here we can take a look at the offerings that are going to be available in the Conquest Shop. Worth noting that the only rewards that can be bought multiple times are the ones with the little infinity symbol, and those booster rewards at the bottom are going to be available during week 4. We can see they split it up, so every week you're going to have some new stuff come to the shop. We can see week 1, they have the mystery variant. You can get a silver ticket, you can get 150 credits. Week 2, we have title, boosters, gold. Week 3, we have more credits, we have more boosters, we have a gold ticket. And then week 4, we get 350 credits, an infinity ticket, and the avatar for the exclusive variant that is coming with this mode, as well as options to spend on boosters. These are random boosters outside of the Green Goblin one. It's Green Goblin because that's the variant this month, so presumably that will always be an option for the variant that they have in there. This might not be such a bad thing if it's a character you're really trying to find boosters for. If you've already got the rewards you really wanted, there is a little bit of incentive here to grind out to get more boosters if you want to go for more splits. But yeah, I think generally the rewards for Conquest look pretty decent, especially when you factor in that all of this stuff can be earned without having to actually pay anything to play Conquest. I think the most exciting thing though in terms of rewards is the exclusive variant. So we can see here this month it is Green Goblin, and in order to get this card you have to make 9 purchases from the Conquest store. I think someone's going to break this down with probably a flowchart and everything. I'm not going that deep this time around, but basically as long as you can earn enough medals to get 9 things in the store, you will get this variant. And I think that's going to be the big thing people want, aside from maybe the random variant you can get in the store, as well as the rewards that help with progression, though they are a little bit smaller. I think the variant is going to be the main thing drawing people towards the mode. And from everything I've seen about it, it seems like this is something that is going to be fairly accessible as long as you're willing to put a bit of time into Conquest, as there is no gating this behind having to succeed a whole lot. Obviously, if you do succeed a lot at Conquest, you will earn this faster, but I think even a player who isn't the greatest at the game, if you're dedicated to it and you play a lot of the mode, I think you should be able to get this exclusive variant each month without too much issue. Conquest looking really great. It definitely is going to be nice having this alternative to ladder where we can play the game, get some more rewards, and also have this pseudo casual mode introduced via the lowest tier of Conquest, the Proving Grounds, where players can play it for free whenever they want without having to worry about the kind of ladder anxiety, especially if you're trying out a new deck you know isn't really proven. You just want to get in some games for fun to finish up a quest without having to worry about tanking your rank and thinking really hard about it. Proving Grounds seems like the long-awaited answer to a casual mode. So I'm really happy about that. I'm happy that this seems to be about as free-to-play friendly as you could make it, where there really is no cost doing this other than putting some time into the mode. And if you're someone who's a little bit lighter on time, but not lighter on funds, you do have the option of skipping to some of the higher tiers. However, it does avoid being a pay-to-win system, at least in terms of the actual mode system itself, by the fact that just because you bought your gold ticket or your infinity ticket with gold doesn't mean you're going to win any games. So I think generally this came out as about as good as it could have been. I was honestly expecting, given the prior track record, there to be a bit more of a negative in here somewhere, but it seems like they are finally doing something that is very, very good for all the free-to-play players out there. So I'm really happy about that, and I'm excited to see how people engage with the mode with its release today. Another thing worth noting is you are allowed to switch up your deck between games. So while an initial game of battle mode, you and the opponent are both locked into your deck for however many rounds it takes to complete, your next set of games versus the next opponent, you could run it back with the same deck, but you are also allowed to choose a different one if you so desire. I'm really excited for Conquest mode. I think it's going to really add a lot of stuff to do to the game, particularly for players who either didn't really enjoy the ladder climb, or like me, where you've already finished the ladder climb and currently there's no real point to grinding out the infinite system. This definitely gives a bit more of a carrot on a stick, something to chase and feel like you're actually getting rewarded for your time spent playing the game. I can't wait to see what everyone thinks about Conquest and the cool decks people come up with it, because even though it is the same game of Marvel Snap, the fact that you are playing with the same decks over multiple rounds, it really does offer a truly different dynamic than the way the game feels on ladder, and personally, I think it's a much more satisfying way to play the game. So I'm really excited that they're finally making it more accessible and even giving players an incentive to trying it out. I believe Snapzone is going to be having some more articles around Conquest going up today, so I'll try and update the links in the description, where if you want to check out some more information about the mode, or maybe some decks you want to try for it, I'll put some links in the description to check all that stuff out. But that's going to wrap it up for this video. If you have any questions about Conquest, let me know in the comments below, and I'll do my best to be able to answer them. But that's going to wrap it up for this video. If you enjoyed it, remember to like and subscribe, and stay tuned here on Marvel Snap Zone for all your Marvel Snap content. I'm Zombies, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.